All right, now to the Mets, and Francisco Lindor hitless in his last 5 games. He is now hitting a .69 in the second half of the season. So, Hannah, is he still in your Met circle of trust to be one of the guys?
I think he has to be, because you just kind of don't have a better option. And I don't mean that as a knock on Lindor, who has earned the title of probably the captain of this team and certainly a member of the circle of trust. I mean, listen, this is a guy who's still an above average offensive player on the whole for the year. I think you have to hope that he will turn it on when it matters. We saw this last year. He doesn't have to be great over a long stretch. He just has to be really good in a couple of games when it matters down the stretch.
He's not there for me right now, Hannah. Look, don't get me wrong. Last year was incredible for Francisco Lindor. It was probably one of the best seasons in the history of the New York Mets. This is a guy who historically gets off to the slow start and then all of a sudden rounds into form. Well, this year it's the opposite. He actually got off to a good start, probably the best start for 2 months he's ever had as a New York Met, and then has just completely faded. I have to wonder if injury is a factor. Is he 100% right? But the OPS is plummeting, and it plummets by the day. He's a tremendous talent. He's a tremendous leader. Bottom line, I need a couple of good weeks from Lindor for him to be all the way back for this guy.
And you wonder now, as accomplished as he is, if it's getting in his head. You know, the error against the Brewers, and now as he continues to struggle, you just wonder if now he's thinking too much. All right, the Mets and their fans certainly interested in the game in Cincinnati. Let's check in Phillies and Reds. Reds entered the 8th with a 1-0 lead after scoring 2 runs to take the lead, though. Kyle Schwarber jumps on the fastball, sends it into the seats in right field. His NL leading 42nd of the season. That put the Phillies up 4-1. That's how it would end. As the Phillies win their 4th in a row, they extend their lead to the Mets. So that means now that the Mets are 6 games behind Philly, 2 ahead of the Reds for the final wild card spot. So on June 12th, Carlos Mendoza's club was 45-24. Since June 13th, it is 18-31. Hannah, is the skipper still the guy in your circle of trust to turn this around?
I don't know that he's going to turn it around and catch the Phillies. I think that ship may have sailed. The Phillies look really, really hot. The Mets' odds to win the division are now under 10%. They have plummeted since even just the trade deadline, not the halfway point of the All-Star break, the trade deadline. They've plummeted since then. So I don't trust Carlos Mendoza to necessarily get this team to win the division, but he's a steady presence. The guys love him. We saw what he did last year, turning the team around. So I don't think you want to make any moves, certainly, at this point. And, yeah, they'll be the postseason.
He turned the team around last year. We're in a way worse situation. I still think he has the right leadership to go and get the Mets out of this funk. To your point, it's not going to be more than likely catching the Philadelphia Phillies. I do think the Mets have a move in them, and I think they're going to play better baseball.